patty cake, baker's man, make me a cake as fast as you can. Patty cake, patty cake. Hey guys, can I play? No, you're just a stupid Mattel remake just so that they could sell another toy. Yeah, go home, blue guy. Sometimes words can hurt, you know.
You got the touch. You got the power. Yeah. After all is said and done, you never walk.
Hey guys, it's the Geek again, and I haven't done any top 10s in a while, and looking at my glowing amount of 17 viewers, it looks like that's the one that gets the most hits, is the top 10. So, we're going to do another top 10 favorite video game franchises. So let's get started. The first one is kind of an odd choice, and that is Inuyasha, Secret of the Divine Jewel. Well, that's what this one is. The Inuyasha RPGs. There's a couple of them. There's Secret of the Divine Jewel. There's Secret of the... what is it? Secret of the Cursed Mask? There's a PlayStation 2 game about a mask. I don't remember what it's called. And these are pretty cool. I love them. There's a couple of fighter games too. The PS2 one, Feudal Combat, is alright because they've written a story into it. But it's still just a fighting game, and I just can't get behind fighting games. They just bore me, with some exceptions. But the Inuyasha RPG games are very entertaining, mostly because they appeal to the fan base. And if you're not a fan, you're learning all this stuff for the first time, and they don't just expect you to know it. They go through it for you. They say, oh yeah, this happened at this point, and that's why they're like this. So, that's pretty awesome. I enjoy that a lot. So number 9 is Metal Gear Solid. This obviously is a PlayStation 1 version. And then Metal Gear Solid 2 Sons of Liberty was on PlayStation 2. Metal Gear 3 Snake Eater was on PlayStation 2 and later ported to 3DS. Metal Gear Solid 4 was on PS4. And I've played it, but I don't own it. And then Metal Gear Solid 5 is out and coming out. I don't even understand that, honestly. I love these games a lot. The only thing pushing them this far on the list and not farther down or higher up, whatever direction we're going, it's so complicated. It's this big national secret involving a group called the Patriots, and then you find out the Patriots are a computer, or it's just, can I go kill the next enemy? I'm confused. So, it's an awesome run. Awesome series. I love the voice actor David Hayter, mostly because he was in one of my favorite B sci-fi films, Guyver 2. Not MacGyver, the Guyver. I'm so sick of people thinking it's MacGyver. Fix that. Number 8, Kingdom Hearts. There's actually a lot more of these than people really think. The average gamer thinks there's maybe like 2 or 3 of them. It started on PlayStation 2. They got a Game Boy Advance game called Chain of Memories, which was ported to the PS2. And then Kingdom Hearts 2, and then there's some other ones that I don't remember the order. I think it's Kingdom Hearts Recoded for DS, Kingdom Hearts 358 Cross 2 Days for DS, Kingdom Hearts Birth by Sleep for the PSP, and Kingdom Hearts Dream Drop Distance for the 3DS. And some of those games are being reported onto the PlayStation 3 and or PlayStation 4, and Kingdom Hearts 3 is due to come out on the PS3 or 4 sometime soon. I think it's going to be next year sometime, they're saying. But it's an awesome run. It's basically a crossover between classic Disney characters, and not just classic, all over the spectrum of Disney. They've even touched base on The Nightmare Before Christmas, which was really a Touchstone movie, but because that's under the umbrella of Disney, they can do that. Which makes you wonder, what else are they going to fit into Kingdom Hearts 3? Because they legally can put Marvel Comics characters and Star Wars into that if they wanted to. The only thing is, like, when they're reporting, I think the first Kingdom Hearts on to PS3, they had to remove the Tarzan story because that's actually still under copyright from the estate of the guy who wrote them. And the movie and the first game were made under permission of the estate, but I guess they're not given permission anymore. I'm not going to pretend I understand it, and that's the theory that's been thrown at me. I don't know if that's factual or just somebody said that, but it's a great series, and the one thing it's suffering from, I think, is they have to expand the story, and sometimes that makes the plot complicated, which sadly is the folly of many of these franchises, like this one. Number 10, 9, 8, I think this is 7, Blood Omen, Legacy of Kain. This game was awesome, and it was really a surprise. I really think this flew under the radar. I don't think anybody other than hardcore gamers even know about this run. It's about a guy who is more or less backed into a corner or tricked into becoming a vampire. And there's a lot of series. There's actually like 2 offshoots of it. There's Blood Omen Legacy of Kain and Blood Omen 2 Legacy of Kain. I think that's what it's called. I don't think there's a subtitle. And then the other series is Legacy of Kain Soul Reaver and Legacy of Kain Soul Reaver 2, which I'm told is really just one game that they didn't have time to make right away, so they split it into 2. And then both these games kind of converge into Legacy of Kain Defiance, I think it's called. Now that one I haven't played. I haven't played Soul Reaver 2 or Defiance, and I really wish I had. And from what I've been told about the stories, it's pretty awesome. But I can't really comment until I've played it, and there's that. So number 6, Paper Mario. I have the 64 one. I've never beaten that one, and I couldn't find it. This one I've gotten most of it. Actually, I've only beaten one Paper Mario game out of the 4 that I know of. There's the original 64, just Paper Mario. Paper Mario, the Thousand Year Door for GameCube. Super Paper Mario for the Wii. And then Paper Mario Sticker Star for the 3DS. The only one I've beaten is Super Paper Mario, which is kind of weird. Actually, that's the only one that doesn't have turn-based combat. So, maybe that says something. And that game does not suffer from the problems of some of these other games. Each story is massive and deep, and there's a ton of characters in every one of them. And the only reason I don't think I've ever beaten any of them... the first one I've never really been able to get through because of the graphics, I think. Because I started on Thousand Year Door and I went back and was like, I can't sit through this. And then, other than that, Thousand Year Door and Sticker Star, I just couldn't beat the final boss. And I kind of was like, well, I can't beat this after trying like 5 or 6 times. I'm just going to set it down and try again later and forget to go back to it. So, let's move on. Number 5, Luigi's Mansion. And I know it's hard to call this a franchise, but I count it as one. There's only 2 games in this run. The original for GameCube, and then the new one that just came out, Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon. Some places it's actually called Luigi's Mansions plural. And they're both just great games and super simple plot-wise. You just go around getting ghosts. Occasionally you solve a puzzle or 2, and that's all there is to it. And it's a lot of fun, and really you can just pick it up and go. It's awesome. I really don't have any more to say because it's just so simple. Which also goes into this next one, Pikmin. Now there's 3 of these. For some reason I don't have the first one anymore, but I have Pikmin 2 for GameCube and Pikmin 3 for Wii U. And they're simplistic in their own right, but there's a little complication in them. The puzzle solving is pretty deep, and I have trouble with it sometimes. And some of the bosses are pretty tough, but I've been able to get through them. And it's a lot of fun. Like, it's really... it's fun for the people who just want to jump in and play, and it's fun for the people who want a challenge. There's really a perfect middle ground in there somewhere. And I especially love Pikmin 2. I don't know if Pikmin 1 did this, but Pikmin 2 has so much stuff about the Nintendo from the past. I remember you find treasures, basically, in Pikmin 2, as opposed to Pikmin 3, where you're just finding fruits and food and stuff, and that's kind of sad to me. I really wish they would have stuck with the treasure hunting part. But in Pikmin 2, you're finding all sorts of stuff. I've seen Dr. Pepper bottle caps. They found an old love tester machine which Nintendo made way back in the day. You can find a Famicom Disk System game laying around somewhere. And when I found those, I didn't know what that was. I didn't even know of the Famicom Disk System at the time. And you find those little tumbler blocks that Rob, the robot toy that came with the original Nintendo had, and all sorts of fun stuff like that. And it was, I just love Pikmin 2. And this is number 2, and I know people are going to be like, how is that not number 1? And no, this is number 3 actually. And same question from you guys, and I honestly don't know how I got this. I don't know how it's not number 1. Probably because 1 or 2 of the games in the run rubbed me the wrong way, and that would be The Legend of Zelda. And there's a ton of these games, and I think people know all of them worth picking up. And I'll try to list them all right now. Let's see. There's obviously the original NES classic, The Legend of Zelda, Zelda 2, which I do not have, the Adventure Link, Zelda, Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past for Super Nintendo, which is later ported for the Game Boy Advance. I have the Game Boy Advance version, and I have the Virtual Console version. Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time, awesome game. I have it in several versions. They've re-released it a couple times, but I don't have the original one. I have it on GameCube, and I have it on 3DS. The 3DS one is awesome, by the way. Legend of Zelda: Majora's Mask, I have that on GameCube, and I have trouble playing that one. There's so many more. Link's Awakening for Game Boy, Oracle of Seasons and Oracle of Ages for Game Boy Color. There's so much more. The Wind Waker for GameCube, Phantom Hourglass for the DS, Spirit Tracks for the DS, A Link Between Worlds for the 3DS, and we're not even counting the CDI games. Don't ask, I won't tell. And that's all I can think of. I think there's more, but I can't think of any of them. Oh, Skyward Sword, of course. That was the newest one for the Wii U. No, it was that one and then A Link Between Worlds. But Zelda 2, Majora's Mask, and Skyward Sword really rubbed me the wrong way. Majora's Mask mostly because the time travel element where you can only do stuff within a 3-day period, and you have to go back and you lose all your progress basically unless you've gotten so far in a temple or something, and it's just nerve-wracking to me. I've never been able to get very far in it. Zelda 2, I just hate the battle system. I don't like jumping and trying to hit enemies, trying to jump up and down and just get hit all the time. And Wind Waker was the worst for me. The controls were so goofy. It was awful. I died fighting the first enemy, one of those giant plant bulba whatevers, and I was just pathetic at it, and I just couldn't stand it. I ended up having to just I was so sickened by the controls, I just gave my copy away to a friend. And, well, that was that. So number 2, this shouldn't be a surprise to anybody who knows me, Pokemon. In the last year, I've actually been able to get every core game in the US series. Blue, Red, Yellow, Silver, Gold, Crystal, Ruby, Sapphire, Emerald, Fire Red, Leaf Green, Diamond, Pearl, Platinum, Black, White, Black 2, White 2, X and Y. I think that's all of them. I might be wrong. Oh, Heart Gold and Soul Silver, of course. And I love them all. I've beaten every one. I've literally caught them all, with some exceptions, because some of them you can't catch, you have to be given them, but it's the same thing. So there's that. And then, number 1 for me, Resident Evil. There's a lot of these games too, and I'm not even going to try to list them. I think I actually did a video on Resident Evil. No, I haven't, but I'm going to. It's coming, I promise. But I love Resident Evil. Love all of them. Favorite is Code Veronica, or Code Veronica X if you want to get technical. Check out any of these games. I will leave a list in the credits. And I guess that's all for today. So Until next time, this is the Geek saying, good
You
journey.
got the